Mack drove slowly through the High Street gate and into the cathedral close. It was just before 9, and the narrow road beyond the gate was empty, yet to be choked by the tourists who would arrive in their tour buses later. The rain ran along the gutters and pooled around drains that had long since taken all the water they could manage. An inch of water spread across the stone from one side to the other. Mack rolled through the flood to the hut, where the attendants checked the credentials of those who wanted to continue deeper into the close. The guard stayed in the shelter of the hut and indicated that she should lower the window. "Morning," she called out. "DCI Jones." She took the leather wallet that held her warrant card and let it fall open so that the man could see it. "Bloody awful start to the day," the man called back. "You see anything?" "I was in here, reading the paper. I only found out when the ambulance came, but a fat lot of good that would have done him." "You know him?" The man nodded. "David Campbell, the clerk of works. Been here for years, almost as long as me. Nice bloke." "Thank you. Where should I park?" The man pointed to a row of empty spaces to the right of the hut. "Anywhere over there." Mack backed into the space and killed the engine. The rain hadn't let up at all, but all she had to shelter herself from it was the bright pink umbrella. She certainly couldn't use that, so she grabbed a copy of the Times from last week that she had chucked on the back seat and used that as a makeshift shield. She hurried across the grounds toward the cathedral's main door. She had been here with Atticus last week to exercise Bandit before they went back to his place. She hadn't seen him over the weekend. She wasn't quite ready to introduce him to her kids, but he had never been far from her thoughts. Vernon Edwards, one of the uniformed constables who worked at Bourne Hill Station, was standing in the doorway at the side of the cathedral that opened onto the cloisters. He was pale. "Mum? You all right?" "It's not pleasant. I was close to bringing up my breakfast." "Where's Robbie?" He pointed into the foyer beyond the main entrance to the cathedral. Mack saw that Best was waiting next to the cashier's desk. "Keep everyone out until we've got a handle on it." "Will do." She stepped around Edwards and went into the foyer. Best was speaking to a member of the cathedral's staff. He saw Mack and turned as she approached. "Morning, boss." She looked at the man to whom Best had been speaking. "I'm DCI Mackenzie Jones." "Kingsley Lamb," he said. "I'm the Dean." Mack put out her hand and shook Lamb's. "It's a dreadful morning," Lamb said. "Absolutely dreadful." "The Dean has closed the cathedral," Best said. Lamb nodded. "We can't possibly open today." "No," Mack said. "We'll need to have a good look around, too." "Of course. It'll be obvious, though, surely. What happened, I mean?" "Hard to say until we've been able to examine everything. The man who fell, the clerk of the works?" "David Campbell. What can you tell me about him?" "I've been here for 10 years, but he's worked here for longer, more than 30. Incredibly helpful to me when I was settling in. Incredibly. He knew everything about the cathedral. If I ever had a problem with the building, he was always the one to go to. Just a really good man. I can't begin to tell you how devastating this will be for everyone who works here. He was very popular, and goodness knows how awful this will be for his family."